shit.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Shit, I'm 30. This week we have a guest, but before we start, I wanted to let you guys know that I waited to tell May, but I told her anyway. I was going to be like, she's going to hear it first when I say it on the podcast. I freaked out. We're like getting up to this episode. I was taking a nap because, you know, mama needs to nap nowadays all the time. I'd be tired. But I got really scared because I woke up completely wet, ass, vagina, just soaked. And I was like, oh my God. Usually I would think I pissed myself. But at this point in time, I think today a Big Sean song came out. Y'all know, I don't know nothing about music. But it was a big thing because apparently he was talking about something with, I don't know her name, Janae Aiko. His ex, current girlfriend, entanglement. Apparently they lost a baby at some point. And whether it was her or someone else, he just said he lost the baby. So Wax said this to me. I fell asleep with this on my mind. And then I wake up to like a soaked all down there. So it freaked me out. So now I'm like wide awake. You know, after I cried, washed my face, got some Oreos, refilled my water because it was down 2 hours. You know, I got my new little gallon to keep my water intake going. So it freaked me out a little, but thank you for showing up again. I'm here. We're still good. Last week, I believe we dropped the episode the day that we had our gender reveal. And surprise, surprise, if you didn't know, we're having a boy. So we are going to have a little Wax Junior walking around with Carla's attitude. That's going to be interesting. I do have a guest today. And before I introduce him, I just took Ayana to the airport today. So stay tuned, please, for my shit talk because it's two ways. The whole story has to do with me taking Ayana to the airport. Ayana does what Ayana does and pissed me off and damn near got her ass whooped right through security. When security called me back and said, ma'am, we need you to come back, open this bag. And I said, what the fuck? Dead body, drugs, cocaine, that she steal my vibrator. What happened? Like, what is in this bag? So that was number one. And two, a white man and I got into it where security got called. And I'm just not made to be pregnant. So I don't think I'm gonna have another one after this one because the way my attitude is set up, it's not meant for like these outbursts that I have where I just want to fight folks. But on today's episode, we are going to be recording with the CEO and founder of Say It Loud Media. It's perfect for me. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What is your first name?
I'm Jordan.
Because you have Boogie, and I was like, I was going to call you Boogie.
Boogie. Yeah. I mean, hey, this is your world. I'm living in it. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna double cross a pregnant mom. So you call me Boogie, Jordan, Jay, Sir, whatever you want to go.
I didn't know what you wanted to go by because she said Jordan. Then I see Boogie. I'm like, maybe that's what he goes by. Like, that's one of those things. Like if Wax's name showed up accidentally or somebody told me his name, yeah, that would have been a problem.
I feel you. I mean, hey, like I said, flip a coin, whatever you want to go by today.
All right. So Jordan is here. You also you were in the Navy. So you're no longer in the Navy.
No, ma'am, I'm done.
I cannot wait to talk to you about that because you were a rescue aviation swimmer for 6 years. You're currently an actor. I don't know how to act. I swear I know how to act, but I don't. So you're currently an actor in LA, and you host also a podcast called Say It Loud. So that's you know this whole microphone deal that we got going on here. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that this is, how old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, perfect. So you're almost there. You're shit.
I'm almost parking outside of this house that people call 30. I'm looking. We're still
knocking on the door, sir. You hear me? Knocking on the door.
We're almost there. We're almost. Oh.
So here we are very unapologetically opinionated, which is how I call myself. I talk about every and anything. And like I said, I'm opinionated, loud, and it gets me in trouble sometimes. And apparently during this pregnancy, I need to calm the fuck down. So, and you say things loud. So I'm guessing by saying things loud, you don't give a fuck what comes out your mouth.
Oh, absolutely not. The First Amendment is one of the most powerful things we have. No matter how much money is taken away from you, no matter where you're at in life, you always got your voice and your opinion. So just make sure you use it right and say what the fuck you want to say when you need to say it.
As long as you add in there, use it right. There's times that we could be a little reckless, but I like to use my voice, for the right things 95% of the time.
But that other 5?
I be fucking up sometimes. I'm human. I chuck it up to being human. You know what I'm saying? So the first segment that we usually have is shit you should know. And I actually saw this online and I sent it straight to May. And I was like, oh, we got to talk about this. It's not something you should know, but it's more to be aware of and what's going on out here because Ayana does want to get a job. So it's a 17-year-old girl was attacked. She's a Chili's hostess. She was attacked by diners for enforcing social distancing. Yo, these folks are crazy right now. So I don't know if you guys heard this. It was in Louisiana, I believe. So the 17-year-old girl's a hostess right now because of COVID. You know, you can't go into restaurants all willy-nilly with 1,000 people. These women, there's a group of women that come in, I believe, for a birthday party or to celebrate or for whatever the reason was. They came 13 deep. You hear me? They brought sisters, cousins, girlfriends, like everybody and their mama came to Chili's. It was important. It was a fancy dinner they're finna have with them at Southwest egg rolls, okay?
Allegedly.
And they wanted the 2-for-1 margaritas. And they probably couldn't get them to go. But the problem is that right now during COVID and the restaurant's policy is you cannot sit more than 6 people at a table. So even if they got 2 separate tables, it wouldn't be enough because it's 13 of them. So this poor 17-year-old girl is letting them know, like, there's nothing I can do. You know, I have to sit you guys separate. It's COVID. It's not like it's just a restaurant policy. And even if it was just a restaurant policy, you have to, it's their policy. So somebody pushed her. So the girl says her instinct was to push back. These 13 women attacked a 17-year-old child and ripped her braids out, took a wet floor sign and hit her across the head, ripping her eye. She needed 5 stitches. And I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, so they got these hoes, right? Like, there's no way.
All over some 2 for $20 platters?
All over 2 for $20 and 2 for $5 margaritas.
Oh, hell no. Listen, first of all, nah. The whole family is pulling. If my 17-year-old neighbor, let alone family member, were to check on, we swinging, we fighting.
And it's not like this little girl was out here, not that it would be any excuse, but starting trouble or, cussing them out for whatever reason. She's at work. She's a hostess. She's enforcing the rules that her managers give her because if she doesn't enforce this rule, the girl gets fired. She's working for her paycheck during this time, risking her health to make sure y'all could have the 2 for $20, Come with your boyfriend. It could have just been 6 of y'all. Or y'all would have just had to, I don't know, figure it out. Or how about this? Take it to go, you stupid bitches.
And I think the craziest part about it is like when you see the photo online that you had shared, like, I ain't never had hair that long, but like it takes a lot of anger and like deep within like bullshit to pull somebody's hair out, let alone a whole braid. Like the whole back of her kitchen is fucked up.
It's gone. It's gone. That poor baby hair is gone. I mean, I don't think that's all her hair, baby. Pretty sure that she the braid is, we use braid to add on.
Yeah. Hey, we gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. She has some back there,
But I don't care. She had hair and they ripped it straight from her scalp. That poor baby. And if you look at her, she looks like a little. Oh, listen, I saw my daughter on there. She's always like, I want to work. I want to get a job. This and that. I'm just like, this is fucked up. It's fucked up. And the worst part about it is that all 13 women left. No one stopped them. No one did anything to them. No one came to the rescue of the 17-year-old. So Chili's like, oh yeah, you still have your job. It's fine. Come back. She was like, I'm not going back. Y'all didn't protect me.
I'm suing.
I hope so. And I hope she gets a nice little check because nobody protected that little girl. She was like, somebody could have locked the doors. I don't know if they really could have locked them till the police got there, but somebody in that place could have at least held one of those women.
That's sick.
At least one.
Where are my coworkers at? Where are the homies that, I'm giving rides to from work? Nah, I'm not going down for Chili's sake. Absolutely not.
No, definitely not for Chili's. I'm sure somebody's going to offer her some type of way better job. They're going to be like, you know what, baby, you can work from home now. Go ahead. Or here's a check and put yourself through school or whatever it is. Because I know she is traumatized.
Yeah, especially that, 17 years old, that might be her first job, first opportunity, like going out, trying to do something. Not everybody has the the same background of like why you want to get a job. This might have been something she needed, not wanted, but needed. And now something like this happens. I'm never leaving that. Well, not never leaving the house, but I mean, you don't know what her trauma
You never
is.
know. There's some people that just won't leave the house. Actually, I know someone, she's now in her 20s, but she got into an accident at one point in time and she's so traumatized by it. She will not even like, she will not get behind the the wheel of a car. Like just won't. And it's been years, and they're just traumatized. So right now she's probably like, I'm never going outside, or I'm scared of working with people, or it's going to, you know, you never know how it's going to affect this poor girl.
Foul ball, man. But hey, karma's a bitch.
Karma is definitely a bitch. So I hope they find these women, because I didn't read anything about them finding them just yet. And Chili's has to have cameras somewhere. So somebody better identify these cowards. Like, you beat up and jumped on a child. And one of them was like in her 40s. She was like, it was at least her 40s.
13, look, the number alone, like, look, 13 women, like that's a whole basketball team. That's a football lineup. Like 13 people to fight one person. Let alone just talk or just leave. Like,
just leave. You could have went to TGI Fridays. You could have took your ass to
All 13 of y'all can't cook. That's the lazy part. That's what pisses me off, especially in Louisiana. Hey, you know what? Hey, I know this ain't Breakfast Club, but somebody got to get the dumbass of the day, because 13 women, y'all could have done I have a seafood allergy, but like a boil or
something,
crab boil at the house. Y'all better put y'all $20 together. 13 times 20, public math, whatever. Take your asses home and cook at the house.
Oh, the fact that it's Louisiana, I bet you the food down there is fire.
That's what I'm saying.
And you go to Chili's?
You got 13 recipes and y'all went to Chili's.
I remember there's a Chili's in Puerto Rico really close to one of my dad's houses where we used to stay. So whenever we went to Puerto Rico, I'd be like, I want Chili's, or let's go to Chili's. And my dad's like, I'll be damned. We were never allowed to go to like a chain restaurant or anything like that, when we can just go down the street to a little kiosk and get some fire-ass food for $1.50.
Hey, best kept secret. But I will say the only rebuttal I have is you have to go and eat McDonald's everywhere you travel. I always say that because there's always a new, they always keep a different something on the menu. Like Hawaii, they have a Spam burger. Korea, they have spicy barbecue. The Philippines, they do like a rice and beans. But yeah, that's for a whole other topic.
Probably like rat meat.
I mean, hey.
Like whatever it is. So they put a little extra sauce on
rat meat. By faith, not by sight, you know?
I'm not a McDonald's person, but I will say I know Burger King in Puerto Rico has different stuff on the menu. And Church's chicken out there is the shit. Now, that's what I do eat in Puerto Rico. Church's motherfucking chicken. Now, here, I won't touch it. But over there, it's like Popeyes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like, you have to eat it. It's so good. But going into this, so this young girl was a 17-year-old Black girl, and talking about, you know, this is really, like, really women going straight into it. I don't talk about too much about current events, but Megan finally talked, and I was like, well, thank you, girl. I was so invested in this shit. I'm so glad. They ain't got nothing to do with me, and ain't none of my business. Like, whatever, whatever Megan and Tori and Kylie and Cardi got going on, what they eat don't make me shit. But bitch, I was stressed.
Wow, I like that quote. I'm taking that.
Meg, who? I was fine.
I can't wait for the track to come out. Like, I just can't wait for the track to come out. Like, and if Meg, look, I'm not poking at it, but Meg, if you ever hear this, you know, if you just played off of Harlem Nights when Eddie Murphy is fighting in the back alley, if you play that off somehow, just like to poke fun and do a diss to that, I promise you, I will be in that music video. That, look, God, but I am glad that you know, I hate to say it, but I'm glad she came out and said it. But it's sick. It's all around sick.
You know, when you live in the public eye, I'm about to say we, but I'm in a public wink, not the whole public eye. But she's in the public eye and her life is exposed, and you know that's something that celebrities have to like kind of figure out throughout their celebrity life, how much they want to share, and the fact that people are really invested into it. So there were so many lies and conspiracy theories going on. Yeah. But the fact that she finally said it, like it was really him, that nothing has happened to him, and that she tried to cover up for him. I was like, well, damn, we really sit here and try to cover up for people, and they just share like little people syndrome. That is a short man midget syndrome.
Look, and you know,
I
think
hope you're not short. We looking at
no, 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 no. You know, they put me a little over 6'5", you know, respectfully. I got my birth certificate. Well, birth certificate ain't gonna say nothing, but
I hope you weren't 6'5" when you were born. There, like
oh
the
hell
fuck.
no. God bless my mom. But no, I think, you know, like you said, there's a lot of layers to this, and the publicists and just like publicity trying to get into like the courts and all that. I think the worst part about it, that saddest part about it, was when Meg was talking about how the reason why she didn't want to tell the cops at first is because she, you know, with everything going on in the world, like Tori could have got shot on spot, you know, and for
1,000%.
whatever it is, however long they've been in love or, you know, being trash, whatever, being toxic, you know, she was defending him, which is trash. But yeah, I just make, how
Have
do
you
you
ever
go from
covered up
money?
for somebody?
Huh?
Have you ever covered up for somebody?
Not in like a high legal, no, not in that situation. Like, you know, who broke the lamp kind of situations, but like never like who stole the car. Like I've never had to do it. Like, oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, never mind. I have in the military for sure. For
In the
sure,
military?
actually.
I can't
But
wait to
yeah.
talk to you about the whole military thing, because I covered up for somebody cops wise.
Oh
You know,
wow.
I talked about how I had a very volatile relationship before, and it went both ways. I was wild, he was wild. It was just very unhealthy. But I do remember one specific night, and it was the night that I found out he was cheating with this bitch. She called at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, the bitch was ugly, and she was on the phone with me. I was so mad, and I remember throwing the phone at him. I said, I know all about her. I told him all everything. But we got into this huge fight, and he wouldn't leave. And there was a gun in the house, and I know there were drugs in the house. And I just didn't know where they were. And the cops came finally, and I froze, and I was like, nothing's wrong. And they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. He hit you? No. Is there a gun in the house? No. Is it? No. And I was just like, please, like, I figured like that. Once they got here and they called the cops, I'm like, please, like, you have to go. But I remember not saying anything, although I could have risked the fight getting crazy again, and Lord knows what would have happened. But it's that fear of what will happen to that person that you, even if you're not in love or whatever, you care about. Because clearly she cared about the guy there, at least in a friendship level. We don't know if they was fucking a second. But we do, like, what's it called? Cover up for people.
Yeah, for sure.
Now realizing how that can probably bite your ass in the back. Probably if I would have said something that day, that relationship would have been over. And so many of the other fights I could have saved myself from. But it's neither here or there.
Toxic menudo. That's what it is.
So toxic. So fucking toxic. Do you have any kids?
No.
No?
No,
Any
ma'am.
abortions? No, I'm just kidding. Don't
No.
answer that. Don't answer that. That was so inappropriate.
No.
It was the baby. It was the baby. So really quick, I do want to tell everyone that we did choose a name for the baby. So we are for sure going with Psalm Smith. And I think I'll break down maybe I've told Patreon about it, and maybe I'll do a video on social media about a whole breakdown of Psalm and why it's Psalm Smith. But basically, Psalm is one of the Wax's favorite Bible books, Psalm 91 specifically, and he has it tatted on him. We're just working on the middle name. So it's going to be Psalm David Smith. And I was like, oh, I really don't want David. It's so common. It's cool, but whatever. So he decided that he wants something different. He's like, Elon Musk ain't got shit on this nigga.
Uh-oh.
So have you heard of Elon Musk's name? Son's name?
It's like a mathematical equation.
Some equation. But when I did some research on it, he wanted it to be a number. It was supposed to be 12. Something 12 and some equation. But in the United States, you cannot name your child a numerical number. So it can only be letters of the alphabet. So that's why they chose some of those letters. And 12, it's like XX11II. That's part of the baby's name. So here come Wax talking about what my son's name finna be. Psalm 91 Smith. 91 spelled XCI for Roman numerals. So
actually, you know what? Hey, I'm not mad at it. Hey, the creativity, that's a bar. Like, that's a deep-rooted bar. Like,
it is.
But your son's got to know it by like 3 years old. Like, what does your name mean? And you got to be able to spit it from front to back.
The whole Psalm 91?
Psalm 91, what's up? And, don't put me on the spot right now, but, I know the book. It's some long hymns in there.
It's long, okay?
It's a good monologue if he ever goes into acting.
His daddy knows it by heart. So maybe that's going to have the first like Bible verse he's going to have to learn. Psalm 91 for sure. But I was fighting him back a little bit on it. The more I look at it, I'm like, maybe it works. So if you guys go on there, tweet me or DM me or shoot me one of the Instagram stories and tag me. What do you think about Psalms 91 spelled XCI as the middle name because we can't use 91? Smith.
That's fire.
Jesus. We'll see. May liked it. May was like, I like that. Some people were like, hell no. Others are like, yes. I really didn't want David. I don't know. David to me just seemed so like common.
91 is very like upper echelon. Like he's the only one that will ever have that number until people start to like catch on. But like trendsetter or just being a one of one, like that's heat. I'm here for it. In the sporting world.
Thanks. Well, now he's gonna hear this and be like, "Yeah, that's it right there," and I'm gonna be like, "Fuck." I was like the other day, I was like, "Can I choose anything with this kid? Like anything?" Oh, May put on here an iceberg. I kind of want to do it though. I was like, I think the ice has been broken. You're good at this. We just like talking a little shit. But let's ask some questions during this. Like, it's a would you rather little game. I like this. I never get to play games on this show. I just be talking.
Oh, shout out to May. I already know where this is gonna go. I'm ready.
I don't think it's gonna go that bad. Okay, I haven't read them, so we're gonna read them now. Whoa. Okay. Well, number 1. Finger-sized nipples or nipple-sized fingers? I'm confused here. Would you explain this?
Finger-sized nipples.
I don't get it, May.
Sized fingers.
A nipple that's long like a finger? Or a nipple or finger that's round like, what the fuck?
This is real Black Mirror. Like, I'm going to go with the second one because I don't know if I could take fingers. like a whole like, I don't want to see like length coming off of like my girl's chest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I'm thinking areola. The nipple's the middle part.
Yeah, like just the nipple, just like ping. You know what I'm saying?
I should have paid attention more in anatomy and physiology. Can you? Oh my god! And which finger is it? Because if it's the middle finger, if it's the thumb, it's a little, okay, I get it. But if it's like the middle, your longest finger, that's a long ass nipple. It'd be great for breastfeeding. Saying.
That's real UFO. Like that's cone heads. I would expect that off cone heads. I'm gonna go with the second one though. I can't do nipple size. So
nipple size finger. So a little tiny finger. Okay, now it makes sense. I need to learn the difference between nipple and areola. So anybody who gets that confused, here you go. Ding ding. Talk to me today. Wear someone else's underwear, or use their toothbrush. Wear someone else's used underwear or use their used toothbrush.
Well, I'm not putting on no panties, so I'm gonna go ahead.
It could be men's drawers, and they could be having skid marks.
I'm gonna go ahead and go for the toothbrush. I mean, I'm not putting on no panties. What?
It doesn't have to be panties. It could be men's drawers.
Why she got them?
Well, why gotta be a she?
Because this is for me. I'm saying for you, it's different. Like are you putting on Wax's boxes or?
No. So let's say it's like another guy, right? So if you have to wear another guy's underwear.
Oh, okay.
Or another guy's toothbrush.
Okay, my bad. Shit.
He's like, I don't fuck with niggas like that. I ain't gay. I ain't even gonna be close to another man's underwear.
I mean, hey, look. I mean, I'm still going with the toothbrush.
You going with the toothbrush?
I'm still gonna go with the toothbrush.
For a man, I would say definitely toothbrush because y'all be having skid marks. So that means dookie. And you gonna touch the dookie. So I would go with toothbrush. I wouldn't go. As a woman, I have to go with toothbrush because we get like yeast infections and stuff. But actually, as a man, you probably should have put the drawers on. You can't really catch nothing.
I mean, it just.
That's nasty.
I got more faith in toothpaste.
Been given women yeast. Ew, gross. This is disgusting. Okay. Be born with an elephant's trunk or a giraffe's neck?
Giraffe's neck.
If I was a man, I want that elephant trunk. You know what I'm saying?
But giraffe neck, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like it'd be fun to walk around and just like, it make me feel like an avatar, I guess. I don't know. Something different. Elephant's trunk, like you're just gonna get roasted all the time.
Yeah. I don't even know do they eat through the trunks? No, they just
Yeah, they
grab
do
stuff, right?
well, they grab and then like
That's
that's
like their
their
hands.
nose.
That's their hand. The nose is like their
Yeah.
hand, kind of. I don't know what I would want. A long ass. Actually, you can get some fire head with that long neck. Mwah. Why does everything sound like- You tell that I'm waiting for wax to get back and I haven't gotten any.
Hang in there.
A couple more hours. Okay, this is a good one. We'll finish here. Have a 1-minute conversation with your past life or your future self.
1 minute. Ooh.
That's a good one.
Let's go 1 minute of the past life. I'm very into Umbrella Academy right now, so that's why.
Okay.
The
I started
past
watching it. They said to get past episode 5.
Hang in there. It gets better, I promise.
I hope so, because Jesus Christ. I'm over this. It's a lot of siblings and a lot of crazy stuff going on. I think I would have a conversation with my future. That way I can get a little bit of insight on what's like my roadblocks. I have a lot of roadblocks sometimes and a lot of insecurities. And I want to maybe say, you know what, really know it's going to get better. Or it's like, work through this way. This is how you're going to get past it. Because sometimes I just feel stuck. And it's like, maybe I can save some money on my therapist.
So can I be a devil's advocate and ask a question real quick?
Uh-huh.
So if you go to the future and find out about what you can change in the past, what would be the difference from you speaking to your past and changing the present for the future?
Well, I don't think it would change it because it would just be me having a conversation with the past. I'm already here in the present, so I don't think it would change it.
You'd be able to change the outcome of something. You'd be like, don't talk to that nigga. And you'd be like, all right, bet. And then you'd be like, whoa, there's 6 months I just got back. I'm healthier for some reason. Wow, you know what? I didn't have to. But yeah, that's just.
Yeah, I don't think I want to change anything from my past.
I feel that.
Like I don't have. I mean, some things that I wish were a little different, but if they were different,
I feel like I would just take off running. If I went to the future, I'd take off running. I'd be like, hey, I'll be right back. And I want to take off and like find some shit and then go back in the past.
Doesn't the kid in Umbrella Academy fuck around with the going to the future?
5. My man 5.
Yes, 5, always 5. And now it's like, it's kind of scary because the daddy did tell him you're not ready for that. He got stuck out there.
And see what happened?
All them years.
It'd be your own family, I'm telling you.
I haven't gotten past that part. That's where I'm at right now. So let's talk a little bit more about you. You're actually, which is crazy, the first person in these 2+ years that I've been doing this from the military that I've had.
Wow.
I have never had anyone in the military. And what's funny is that we talked about Iman. She is one of my patrons. She also has, I believe she's going to be doing a podcast, but she's in the Navy as well. Is that what she said, May? Was it the Navy? Yeah, she drives boats, ships and shit. Yeah.
Can't relate.
Cool. But I was like, now I'm going to get to have like a perspective of a woman and then a man in the military. But we're going to talk about defense mechanisms and like toxic ways that we can be doing stuff, how we avoid our problems and our feelings. But let's get to know you a little bit. So you are or were in the U.S. Navy search and rescue aviation swimmer. What'd that mean? You was out there swimming?
Yeah. So, long story short, I did all search and rescue over land and over water. When people would jump or crash in planes, fall off the side of ships, domestically, like Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Velma or Wilma. I'm trash. Whichever hurricane hit. Yeah. We would go and do humanitarian efforts, go pick people up. We fight fires with like the buckets, like helicopters dropping it. When we go on deployment, we did combat search and rescue. So it's considered.
But here you were fighting fires? What we got firefighters for?
So, I mean, you do have firefighters, but in order to get there faster and get an aerial point. Because
so you mean fires in the water?
Fires over land too. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh. It's like naval support. I was stationed in San Diego. So like the California fires, the LA fires and all that, we would come up and assist the firefighters within the LA County.
Oh, so firefighters don't have planes.
Helicopters? They do. They just don't have as much. They come and get more support because our helicopters are a little bigger.
What made you go into? Well, how old were you when you first went in?
20 years old. I was
Did you
20.
go to school for? Okay, so you graduated at 18, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not judge, like
Yeah, yeah.
that's
I
crazy.
got out in the 4 year pipeline. Yep.
No, don't want to make you feel any type of way if you didn't. If you were there longer, anyone listening, if
Get
you
it
were
how
in high
you
school a
can
little
get
bit
it.
longer, it's okay as long as you made it out.
Period.
So from 18 to 20, what did you do that made you say, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the Navy"?
So long story short, I was a swimmer in high school, didn't get an opportunity of any scholarships just because inner city high schools don't really get the representation of
Right.
getting scouts and people to come look at us.
Talk
Try to
about it.
stay try to stay in state, didn't get the opportunity. The only HBCUs at the time who had swim teams were Howard University and Texas Southern. Neither one of them wanted to offer me a full ride, so I said, shit, went to community college. I was like, I want to be active. Tried doing track and field, did the decathlon, hated being on land. Walked into a
Decathlon,
Navy.
that's 10 things.
Yeah, yeah, it's OD. I was just like, I just like being active. I was
So
like,
athletic. Oh my God.
I just want to be active, but I hated being
Overachiever.
on land.
Go you.
So walked into a Navy recruiter. I said, I want to get paid to swim. And they said, well, we have this job called search and rescue. I said, cool, sign me up. And I
Out
left.
in the water. So swimming in a pool is very different than going out with sharks and unknown waters.
Yeah, but fish are friends, not food.
Fish are what?
Fish are friends, not food.
Fish
You
are
got to keep the
friends?
same mindset. I don't eat seafood. Sharks don't eat me.
They might not eat you, but they bite you.
They'd be all right. I
And it's
think,
not just sharks. You don't know what's in the water. That's like
yeah, but you don't know what's above you flying around. You can't see the bacterias in your own house.
they're
It's all
good.
different. It's all different fear concepts. I've been swimming
Yeah.
my whole life. I've been scuba diving since I was 12 or 13. So, just being able to get into it and doing something like this. The real reason why I joined, one of the underlying is like I wanted to get people home to their families. Um,
Oh, that's so sweet.
yeah. And so, it was one of those things where it wasn't my name that was doing it like, oh, Jordan did this. It was somebody is helping somebody get home so they can see their family and continue on their own legacy.
That's dope. I want to ask you about some, like maybe one or two really memorable things that happened. I have a cousin. I talk about him all the time. How we were really close. He's a firefighter. And my uncle was a NYPD cop. So he told me stories, and there's stories that I still remember to this day, letting me know like what they did. My uncle was mostly picking up hoes, stopping him and getting his dick sucked. What a whore. My cousin gave me real ones. He's a good guy. But is there any that you like one that you remember that you'll never forget? Like it's stitched to your mind that you can probably still smell it, you can still see it.
Ooh, most vivid memory I would say that comes to mind straight up is during deployment in 2016. We were, we'll just say in the South China Sea, and we had got a call over satellites, whatever, that Air Force One or Marine One was coming in.
What's
Now,
Marine One?
Marine One means the president or the vice president at
I
the
thought so.
time.
Okay. I
And
know
in
they went on
in
boats.
2016 was a great man by the name of President Barack Obama
Baby
and
Zaddy Obama. Okay.
and Joe Biden. So you never know who's coming. But I was a part of the group that went out and like basically escorted him to the ship, and then I got to shake his hand. And that seems like very, very small and like something, but it's like I voted a president in, and this is the person who he brought, and I was able to meet my change. You know what I'm saying? That was probably one of the dopest things I would say. And then, I mean, I've done a lot of other things, I guess, within that, but a lot of things I have to wait another 10 years to say. So,
Oh, you can't talk about it?
yeah, no, 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 no,
You
no.
got an NDA?
Yeah, what? NDA clearance. They are
Oh,
probably
so you
still
can't talk
listening.
about any of your experiences, like if you saw a dead body or if like you can't talk about none of that?
Oh, well, the dead bodies and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I've lost people during CPR. I've saved people during, search and rescue missions, but I've also lost people. So, if you want to go down into those traumatices, like,
Like
you know,
one that you might remember that's like, holy shit, it could wake me up at night sometimes.
uh,
I
4th of
hope it doesn't.
July at a family friend's house. This is not even on a mission, like just nothing. My parents came to Florida, and I was in Pensacola, Florida also, by the way.
In the Panhandle.
Worst place in Florida. Love the people, hate the place. But whatever, da-da-da. We're getting ready to light fireworks, and the grandmother of the family passes out. Nobody in the house knows CPR except me, because a week before, I just graduated. So I was the only person who could give CPR to this woman, and she ended up passing away. But, you know, I think that from that experience really trained me to not only be hyper vigilant, but, you know, just understand that trauma can stick with you in the smallest of ways. And muscle memory is also a big thing, because 4 years later, I was once again the only person on scene, and I actually saved somebody doing CPR.
I'm gonna just stay home, because I'm not sure it's because it's because you know CPR that people are passing out. But when you're around people passing out, listen, thank God you're on Zoom.
It's a whole world. It's a whole world. And now I teach people to swim.
I'm feeling good. And
everybody good. Catch your
everybody
pulse.
Good, man, you all right over there? Breathe in,
count
breathe
to 10.
out.
Count to 10. Nah, but yeah, no, I mean, you know, I had a lot of really dope experiences. I've seen countries, I've seen things, I've met people that, like I said, you know, can't say until, but you know, I mean, I was blessed to have it. But
that's dope. How do you deal with being a Black man in the military? Because it feels like being a person of color is something that we struggle with out here regularly, and then it's another struggle within the military, especially with, right? When did you leave the military?
2018.
Oh, so our Cheeto president was already in.
Yeah, so I got the first 2 years of that. No, I think that's a good question. So my job, I was being a Black swimmer already. Statistically in the United States,
you're probably the only one.
70% of African Americans cannot swim, and we are
Shut up.
Dead serious.
That is not a statistic.
I will send it to you. I will send it to you after
you
this.
Stop. I thought, okay, so I knew some people can't swim, but I didn't know it was like an actual statistic.
71 or it's either 71 or 70% as of right now in 2020 of August. But I was the
Y'all
only
niggas better get to the YMCA right now.
Listen, but here's the thing. I mean, going into a whole small tangent, a lot of us don't have the financial or even the time slots, because these YMCA time slots, being somebody who teaches, I teach privately, but being somebody who knows how those work, like their time slots are only open during the times that people have to be at work. If you're a single mother of 3, how can I get my child to the pool, pay for them, and work at the same time? You know?
True.
And a lot of times we don't live near YMCAs all the time.
Right.
We have parks and recs with basketball, tennis, and soccer, because those are the largest companies. Nike supports. No hate towards them. Gotta love it. But there's other entities and other companies that definitely can still put into the neighborhoods, but it's systematically.
And it's true, because I live a hop and a skip away from like one of our hoods right here on Oak Ridge, and there's a YMCA there. So right now, for being active, I want to swim more. So somebody was like, well, why don't you just get a thing at the Y? And I was like, you know what? Let me go look up this Y while I still have a couple more months of heat out here. The YMCA here is closed. The one that's close by, that's in that area, shut down because of COVID. But the one downtown is the big one, the nice little white rich one, open.
Yeah. And, you know, it's just systematic. It's the same thing with how we fought for equal rights to even swim in public pools all the way up until, you know, the mid 60s. It's the same way that we can't get in swim teams. It's the same way that inner city schools don't get swim teams and water polo. And that's why we have a thing where once you become an adult, I don't know how to swim. So why is my kid gonna know how to swim? So then for budgets, it's like, why teach somebody to swim? So when I was in the Navy, like I was one of 32 at my job. And then on the West Coast, I think there was 11 of us out of maybe 700 or 800 swimmers.
11 out of 700?
Yeah.
Did they treat you guys, or you personally, any different?
You feel it because it's an uncomfortability. When you think about the military, you think about, or just going to college. For anybody who's ever gone to college, I went to community college 1 year, was like, fuck school, you know? But sometimes going to the military is the first time people have ever gone on a plane, been outside of their own neighborhoods, their communities. So you get rural, you know, Billy Joe or Rule Aladante from Mississippi, and they become into the same world, and now they have uncomfortable questions because they're not used to being around Black men. They're not used to being around white women. They're not used to being around Asians. They're not used to being around people who don't look like them. And so the questions and uncomfortabilities and prejudice and stereotypes all are in the same room. And now it's, well, how do I ask, or, how do I know I'm being ignorant if this is how only thing I've ever known? Right. And that goes from leadership all the way down. So sometimes it's just, placing the correct conversation in the rooms to hopefully change the mindset for the long term. Because
put them pause on anybody. Did you have to put your pause on anybody because they didn't know how to bring up the conversation?
One time there was, everybody went out drinking, and you know how it goes. A song comes on, everybody wants to know it, and all of a sudden, nigga, and it's just, and it's like, hey, like, what you're not gonna do is this, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, you're gonna fight me over it, and it's like, I mean, I don't have nothing to lose. Like, I'll go home, like, and it got to that point, but then it was de-escalated, thankfully, because federal prison is not something to go to, and especially once again, if I would have fought, guess what? The only Black swimmer at work fought a white guy because he said a racial slur. Who's going to look more irresponsible, or the more, person who antagonized it or instigated it? Me. Yeah, perception.
Yeah, perception for sure.
Yeah, so.
Well, that's dope. I figured I've never had the urge, the desire to go into the military at all. Like, and I shout out to y'all who do, because we do need y'all, the military is something that's like, it's here. I hate how they treat vets after they leave. Actually, she doesn't have this on here, but is there anything now that you're out that you feel like you're not taken care of by the military?
I think it's just, navigating COVID by itself is already an audible. But I think it's just the VA. I think it's really just the VA, and how much accessibility you have. When you walk into a VA or veterans hospital, a lot of times the average age you're going to see is the older people. So it's like, well, where are the younger people at? Why aren't we coming? Why aren't we utilizing what you said you were going to use? I mean, a lot of them are just like, oh, I just got into the military to go to school. Okay, cool. But when you get out, like, you can go to the VA, like, you don't have to go to urgent care, and things like that. But once again, it's like, if I call for a doctor's appointment, I might not get seen until November, December. Wow. And it's like, I might as well go to urgent care. But once again,
if you called right now, you wouldn't get seen for months?
It depends. I mean, depending on what it, like, if it was an emergency, like, they'll get you in. But if it's like, hey, doc, like, I got a shoulder pain. Like, okay, cool. Let's see if we can get you in. It's usually 6 to 8 weeks out, maybe
Jesus.
10. Yeah.
Come on. Like, I'm sure they can hire a lot more doctors.
It's ghetto. It is very
the ghetto at the VA. I have heard a lot of that on the VA. And when I work downtown, I have this, I don't know what it is. I like to spark up conversation with homeless people. And a lot of them are military people and that have been out, and it's like they had no other way. Like, they went there to have a different life, but when it was time to get out, they didn't know what to do. They're like, they didn't have a specific trade they can get a job for, or the trauma from what they saw or they experienced. Now they're quote unquote crazy, but nobody's taking care of them. No one's making sure that they're okay. Their family is up to here with them. They're over it. They can't deal with it. They don't know how to deal with it. So it's just really sad seeing people go through that. But you're out pretty damn early, or young, I should say. So it's not like you spend 50 years in there and now come back and don't know what to do outside of the military.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it. The long run in my job, the life expectancy is a little less just because of what you're doing and what you're around and what you're exposed to. In my 6 years, I lost 5 friends, one to suicide and 4 others to like different accidents, all from work-related events and situations.
A man in a uniform, how much pussy did you get?
Well, no, I'm kidding.
You just said 6'5", lady. He is tall. He is dark. He is in a uniform. These bitches finna be in your DMs.
Listen.
But while you had the uniform on, how did it go?
it was nice. You know what I'm saying? It was nice. It was nice. But I will say that being in a large city like San Diego, where I was stationed, and being in the military, was like having the word dickhead written across your forehead, because
Why?
the stereotypes of military. It's the stereotypes, like he's got a family somewhere else. He's
Oh.
crazy. I mean, I've heard it all. Like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm in the military. Or like, oh, I could say my job and be like, I do search and rescue. And like, oh, you're in the military, and it's like, well, damn, like I have a career, I got healthcare. Like, what's up? Like, like,
Is
fuck.
it illegal to cheat on your spouse when you're in the military?
I mean, yes, it is. Actually, it is. But I mean, it's illegal to cheat on your spouse, period.
Well,
But
no. What happens in to us regular civilians, you get a divorce, might get a couple slash tires, but I've heard, and I don't know if I'm right or if it's just in the movies, if you cheat on somebody or your spouse, don't you lose benefits and all kinds of shit?
yeah, you can lose your benefits. You can go to federal prison depending on what it is, especially if
Stop!
if it's
Federal
another
prison for
person.
cheating. I'm putting wax in the military.
Wow, look at you. It'd be your own.
Mhm.
It'd be your own people. Damn.
Just in case, I'm gonna be like, you need to go to the Navy.
Wow. Yeah, you don't
No,
want. No, you don't want that, because you're gonna have to leave every 3 to 4 years somewhere, and you're not gonna like that.
Oh, they don't have one where he can stay at home. They don't do work from home.
That's called the reserves.
Oh, I put him in work from home Navy.
He's gonna be at work from home just like the rest of us right now. He's not gonna be doing nothing but a Zoom call with his blouse on, top up, and hat. That's it. And
That
he's not gonna be
sounds
able to
like
fly as
him.
much.
Wow, federal prison for cheating for a little poom poom.
Yeah, a little something. But it was cool. The Navy. So if you Google me, like the Navy actually uses me as posters. Like,
Ladies, he
so
said,
yeah,
Google me,
yeah,
bitch.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there's a few things out there, but hey, I kept my head down, and I actually didn't chase it like that. I
Mhm.
knew I wanted to get in and out, and I needed to get to LA. So that was another reason why I had no failed marriages, and no kids while I was in, because I knew it was temporary. And while I had no dependents or anybody who I was wanting to make life decisions with, I needed to do it by myself.
That's dope. I don't think that many people are dudes or guys are that mature when it comes to that. Doesn't San Diego have is it in a high gay population?
Um, I mean,
Or San
there's
Francisco?
San Francisco, I would say, has a higher one, but San Diego definitely have more. Once again, you're having thousands. Like, San Diego is the second largest military base next to
Oh,
Norfolk, Virginia. So I mean, you have thousands of people coming from different places, and once again, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, people coming in from midway through life. Some people were escaping so they can be themselves, and a lot of people come out in the military. So
oh,
I
damn.
mean, the population is down low, the population is up loud, the population is,
Do you still have
so,
your uniform?
hmm?
Do you still have your uniform?
Hmm.
Oh, so you can wear it around if you want to try to get some.
Nah, yeah, I pull it out once a year. I pull my thing out once a year. Veterans Day, I go eat everywhere for free. Memorial Day, I'm pulling up. What? Veterans Day for sure. We map out the whole day. We map out the whole day from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. All the
Going out to eat.
takeouts. Oh, we hit like 14 restaurants for sure.
When you go dress, do they only comp your meal or do they comp the meal whoever you're with?
Well, usually if I'm going with somebody, it's like old friends that like live in the area. We try to all connect and like just have a day of like ha 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 ha's and go grab all the food. So yeah.
That is, can I use it?
What?
You can let me borrow it?
Borrow it.
Yeah, I'll wear it real quick. I just like to eat for free.
I mean, I got you. Wax got you. Don't trip. As soon as you get
No, I'm gonna take him with me. I'm gonna make sure me and him both get a free meal.
Yeah, but y'all eating for 3 over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, he eats for 3 by himself. Then it's me and the baby. So it's 5 of us. And then if Ayana comes along, it's a family of 10. Like all of us eating. It's ridiculous.
Well, y'all got to figure it out.
Let's talk a little bit about defense mechanisms. I figure it would be differences. You being a guy and me being a girl. There are a bunch of like 12 actually types of defense mechanisms. And I want to see if we can see some of those mechanisms in ourselves. I'm going to give us some of them. And this is how you would address like either a partner. When's the last time you were in a relationship?
2015.
Well, damn. It's a long time. We might need to talk about what the problem is. So either with a partner, which you might not remember, or friends, which I think you have more of. Um, and you might actually use these right now. So intellectualization is focusing all of your thoughts and energy on fixing, understanding, or researching instead of dealing with our emotions. So basically, you would go, someone dies, you go into hyper planning mode for the funeral instead of like feeling what you're feeling. Or a woman is upset about something at work, and then her husband is trying to be logical and not tend to like her emotional side. Like, why are you feeling this way? And then no, they just go straight to, how do you fix it? Projection. I know some of y'all be projecting out here. I think somebody projected some gay shit to my daughter the other day. And I was like, don't project. Putting your own thoughts on other people. So accusing your girlfriend of cheating when really it's you that cheated. I've been through that.
That was a trigger. Hold on. That was a trigger.
I remember I used to be accused all the time. And I'm like, I'm not even doing anything. And it's just like, clearly because you ain't shit. Overcompensating. That's a good one. You feel lack in one area, so you hyper focus on something else. Like their dating life sucks, but the work life is amazing. I know somebody like that for sure. So which one out of those three would you say, like, do any of them like ring a bell with you?
I would say, so it was intellectual projection, and what was the third one?
Overcompensation. You overcompensate.
I would say I'm torn between the third one and the first one. The projection one I used to, and I learned how to take my feet out of my shoes and like try to stand in the middle of things and understand from both sides. So it wasn't like, you're mad at me because of this, because projection is assumptions, and assumptions just means that you're not communicating. So true. I would go off the first one.
There's one more, maybe this one. Okay. Sublimation, taking your anger and focusing yourself into something more socially acceptable. So exercising and working out. So it's like you're angry and you go and swim for hours.
Yep, that's
the one?
That's so far, that's it, yeah.
You're pissed off, you jump off the boat and you're like, I'm going for a 3-mile swim.
I guess just right now, like I swim for 2 hours, 3 hours at a time in the ocean now.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you said you did a decathlon, overachiever you. I did a triathlon, sprint one. I did 2 of them. And it was really hard.
That's what I'm training for.
For a tri?
But the Olympic one, yeah.
Whew. Yeah, no, the Olympic one is, it's a mile swim, I believe.
Mile swim.
So for us, it was a 1/4 mile swim. And I'm a very strong swimmer. I love swimming. Swimming is I'm from Puerto Rico, and it's like, that's what we did. We were always in the ocean swimming, which I'm not scared of swimming at the beach and stuff. It's like the deep ocean that I have this respect for. Like I have a huge respect for the water. Like people take it like as in, sometimes people just jump in and it's like, oh, whatever. Then you have to have a fear. I'm like, I just respect it because I know that you have to be very careful and anything can happen at any moment in that water. But training for that swim was really tough. Like you're out there, and I remember you're going out with a whole bunch of people at the same time and you get tired, and I'm seeing grown men next to me asking for rescue. I'm like, bro, we just started. The first part of a tri is swimming. So we've only been swimming for like 5 minutes and they're already asking for help, holding on to the guards. And I'm like, what the fuck? I remember like feeling tired, and I would just get on my back and float it for a little bit and going again. So it's all mental. A triathlon or a decathlon, any of that, I think it's totally mental. Of course you have to train for it and get your body right, but your mind will tell you to quit before your body does.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely mine right now. I think that especially for COVID, like instead of being at home as an extrovert, being at home and just having time to just sit in my thoughts and panic, I've just committed all that time to doing the triathlon. So originally in February, I signed up. It was supposed to be thanks, Siri. February, it was supposed to be in May. From May, it got pushed back to October. And then October, it got pushed back again till May of 2021 now. So I was like,
shit.
So yeah, so every time I've been like ready to go, it's really been like God's rejection is my protection, is what I've been saying to myself.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Like those tries are tough to train for, but they're very doable. And you're saying it like you're dealing with COVID. I did it right after my dad's passing. So I guess it would be kind of like a sublimation part. Instead of dealing with the pain, that I had going on with after his passing, I put all that energy into running. The first time I stepped foot to go run that first mile, I don't run. I've been an athlete all my life, but basketball is not a long distance thing. It's an endurance, but not really a long distance thing.
You should have dribbled the whole time.
In track, I used to sprint. Volleyball is not sprint. Like, I never had a long distance thing ever. I hated running. My first mile took me like 15 minutes. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Daddy, like, it was so bad, but I didn't do that bad. I did the try, and like my very first one, like an hour and 50 minutes. I've never done one before. Like, I did the 5K in 27 minutes. Shout out to me who I don't run. I thought 27 minutes take me to the Olympics. Okay. I did amazing. I am ready. You say
take me.
Pick me now. I'm going to the trials. But it wasn't even about the time. It was about finishing. And when you get to that finish line, boy, I could have done anything. So if anybody is out there, and I think it's dope that you're training for it now, and you don't feel like you're super athletic, but you do know how to swim, like you're an okay swimmer, and you can run and you can bike. I got my bike off OfferUp for like $250. It was like a $600 bike. I got it for $250. I went into the Nike outlet and got me some shoes, some running shoes. And then I went to 24 Hour Fitness and I got me a membership. And I just started swimming there, which you should definitely swim in open water instead of the pool.
Facts.
For sure. Very different. But you still train, and that's something that can help you maybe get away from this whole COVID thing. But now it seems like these tries aren't going to happen until sometime in 2021.
Yeah. So to give a little scoop to the inside for y'all out there, we are actually, so I started an initiative called Say It Loud Legacy. And what it is basically is I've created the first African-American triathlon team out here in Los Angeles.
Shut up. I'm coming when I drop this baby.
I'm serious. And the goal of it is to get more representation within the sport. Cause once again, we make up less than 0.05%. 0.05.
In the triathlon?
In triathlons.
I believe
and
you.
that's how I know about
outside of my sister and I, there was nobody else of color in there.
Yeah. And so, like, that's where I was like, no, we need to see a difference. So originally when it was supposed to be in October, reached out to some friends. I was like, I know you could swim. I know you can bike. I know you can run. I need you guys to do a relay team. And then I had another young lady that had already done one. And I was like, I know you've done a try. Come with me. And so I put together the Justice League and we're going to go do it. So I was going to do the full. I have a young lady that was going to do the full. And then I was going to have a relay team. And I was like, for them, I was like, I don't want you to think I'm going to be upset if you don't come in first. I just want you to be competitive. My goals for myself is I'm going to stand on that podium first year. I don't have any doubt in my mind.
Okay.
I don't have any doubt in my mind. The times I've seen and everything, like I'm just more confident in myself than I am a fear of who's going to show up. And I know my times are competitive. So you're doing relay? No, I was going to do the full.
You're going to do the full one?
Oh,
and
these
friends that you're asking to come on, I hope you're not telling them to train for the Olympic part.
Nah, so me personally, so
like, come on, you have to be like.
It's a joke, but I am not really joking. I think I can qualify. I'm for surely going to place a qualifying mark.
You got a superhero squad, dude? Oh, like if they're all doing Olympic, there's no way. They have to be all from the Navy.
Yeah, well, no, nobody else is from the Navy except me.
Tell you, hey, friends, if you're listening, it's okay if you do the sprint. They have a sprint for a reason, for normal people like us. Let his superhero ass go over there for the Olympic.
Ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing. The sky's the limit. And I asked everybody, I said, hey, and that's like you were saying, like, that's the thing. Like, if you're not a strong swimmer, like we have two people that are doing the bike and run that aren't strong swimmers. So I was like, how about I find you a swimmer and let's get you on a relay team so we can introduce the sport to you.
A mile of swimming is intense.
It ain't no problem.
It ain't no problem. Okay.
It ain't no problem.
All right, aviation swimmer, Navy guy.
It ain't no problem.
That half a mile had me shook. I came out disoriented. You hear me? I came out of that water, was like, where's my bike? I don't know where I'm going. I didn't know where I was. I had Ayana.
Everything changes.
I had my daughter standing at the end to guide me to my bike. So it's like, just in case.
Ay, Dios mío.
Well, just to like keep me like like get my attention because I knew I was gonna come out. There's so much going on and there's so many people and like people shouting and this and that, and you're like, you forget where you put your bike. There's like 1,000 people. There's 1,000 bikes out there. So when you're done swimming, now you have to run to the area where the bikes are and find your one bike.
Take your wetsuit off.
Yes, take your I put clothes on top of my.
Oh,
my
okay,
bathing
got
suit.
you.
Yeah. I put clothes on.
It's a different. Yeah, my bad. It's a different weather over there. Y'all got good weather.
Oh yeah, it's hot.
cold where we going. You gotta wear the whole wetsuit.
I did Miami and I did St. Pete, I believe.
That's lit.
That's what's up. It was all warm.
But yeah, no, I'm super excited.
That's dope though. So if you put a sprint team together, I might do it sometime in 2020.
I got you.
Too.
I got you.
I'm like, yeah, May 2021. I dropped this baby in February. Ain't no way I'm gonna do that shit in May.
Hey, the snapback is real, okay? Come on.
Snapback and endurance are two different things. Okay, we're back for Unsolicited Advice. So this is a segment where we give advice to people sometimes that they ask for and sometimes when they don't ask for it. But if you want me to give you advice because I'm amazing at it, you can go ahead and send an email or a DM. You know what? I have to be better about saving these DMs because I'll give advice straight into the DM and forget to talk about it on here. And I just forget. So you guys have to email me or I have to find a way to screenshot these things and put them somewhere where you can see them, May, because I forget. But this one, if you do want advice, you can email me. I promise you, May will see it. May will see it. shitim30podcast@gmail.com. All the girls now don't even want to talk to me. They're like, just send us May's direct line because you're sleeping all the time. So the first one is my boyfriend and I have different religions. That is how it starts. And whoa. Are you religious by any chance, Jace?
I am.
You are?
Yes.
What religion do you attach yourself to?
Christian, non-denominational.
Okay, perfect. Me too. All right, Carlita, thank you for all the advice you've given me that you have no idea about. I recently just became a patron, and I'm so excited to join into the monthly book club. Woohoo! Oh, we're reading this month. The Coldest Winter Ever. We're taking it back. Throwback. The 30s would know that is one of those books we read in high school. Anyways, this guy and I have been dating for 1.5 years. He's kind, thoughtful, and anything else that is great, but he is not a Christian. He used to be Catholic, but now he's all, I'm spiritual and let's meditate. It's hard for me to stop dating him because of this, though, because it isn't like God and I are as close as we used to be. I don't know why his status on religion is bothering me so much. Am I being dramatic? What should I do? Well, I was born in the church. I grew up in the church. I left the church for a very long time after I got pregnant and I felt like I was kind of shunned from the church is, if you go to the church for the people, you'll end up like I did and feeling like the people are God basically. And as you're growing up on it, you feel like the pastors should be perfect and you're seeing all these things and you just create this, I wouldn't say hate, but just this distasteful, you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And I think that you have this feeling because you know better. So being spiritual is like, what is he spiritual for? So I do know some people that I think that Charlamagne is someone I listen to often. And he also always refers to like God and things like that. But he also leans more towards the spiritual side versus somebody like Wax, who is Bible. Like he grew up Pentecostal, like straight, like super, super church guy. Is on his knees every morning, his knees every night. Like for prayer, for other things too. We're talking about the church right now. So I think you know yourself what you're looking for and where you want to go. You're saying you're not as close as God as you used to be, but I think you want to be, and you have to know that you want to then go. Thank you. You're projecting what someone else is doing into what you want. I will tell you, I have been there personally because the relationship that I was in for 6 years, I don't know what he believed in, if he believed in anything really. And it got to a point where I wanted to get closer to God. I wanted to get my relationship back because I used to lead worship and praise. I used to dance for the church. I used to do all these things and I wasn't doing them. So I took him to Bible study and just tried, but it just wasn't him. You can't force anyone to believe in what you believe in. And I remember praying and going to therapy and saying, this is what I want. And this is one of my must-haves, like non-negotiables, a man that has my same religion. Because if I ever wanted to have kids again, which at the time I didn't think I would, or he has kids and I have kids, we have to learn how to cohabitate in a household that believes in the same thing and has the same morals. So that's probably what you're projecting at the time. And you know deep inside that if he really isn't a Christian anymore, and he probably just believes in, you know, incense and whatever spirits come in from the Ouija board. Just kidding. You're not going to, it's not going to work out in the long run. It doesn't matter. It took me 6 years to figure it out. And hopefully you won't take 6 years to figure that out. Have you ever been in this, Jason?
Man, so living in LA, everybody loves to chase the crystals and the sun and the moon. And
what is up with that? The crystals thing. It's
a very, 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 our generation, I guess you could say, approach. I would say, to piggyback off it, like you said, I think you hit it right on the spot with, long story short, I don't think long term it can work out, because the biggest thing I heard is you said you love him and you adore him and you can't leave him. But I think that's a deep rooted of, is this an assignment of the season for you? And where is your love at for God then? Because if he's not religious, then where is your religion? How deep rooted is your religion and your love for not only yourself and the self-respect that you want to grow, but also with who you're willing to accept into your life to be in that nature and be super, I guess, attached to. And so if you love yourself, you have to love God, and then God will teach you how to love yourself, and then he will show you who you're supposed to be with so they can equally love God.
And he will. If this is something you believe in. So I think that if you're Muslim or Hindu or whatever your religion might be, believe in that. And I think I think we all serve a God, right?
Yeah.
And as long as there's something that you're serving that's a higher power, shout out to you. For me personally, it's through Christianity, and it's through, Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit. Like, that's what I believe in. I want someone with the same mindset. I truly don't believe that two different religions of people who truly believe in it. Not like there's some people that are like, hey, I grew up Muslim, but they don't really practice it. Or I grew up Christian and they don't practice it. I'm talking about for someone, if you have the fear of God in a Christian way, I don't think that a relationship can work with someone who's fully Muslim, or fully or atheist, or just doesn't believe in shit. Because when you're dealing with someone who doesn't believe in anything, morals are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Or a lot of bit different.
And morals and what you're willing to put up with and who you invite into your life, and what you allow to influence your life can all become something, because it's like, if you were to be without this significant other, and who are you? Who are you when you're by yourself is really going to reflect who you will become when you're with someone.
Right.
But if
they help you grow.
Yeah.
They either grow you or they shrink you.
Yeah. And that could be, once again, like, is that your assignment? Is that, with who you're with for a reason? Or are you holding on to something, waiting for more growth? So, yeah.
Yeah. And I know you're 28 and you're going to be here soon, but in my 30s, I have no desire to either make a boy a man. And I'm not here to change you or convert you into my religion either. It's just like, I have to find someone who, of course, you're going to grow with in so many other aspects of life, but religion is not one that I'm going to grow you into. And being a fucking man is not one that I'm going to grow. Like, I'm 30 and I ain't got time for that. It's either we're going to have kids and raise those, and then us grow as people, not necessarily as adults. Like, be grown up already or know what it is that you want. I know some women, so it's like, it's okay, he doesn't believe in anything, I'll get him to believe in what I believe in.
Yeah.
Girl, no. Don't do that.
Yeah. And just to go Hosea 6 verse 1, if you want a little bit of scripture background, come, let us return to the Lord, for he has torn us, but he will heal us. He has wounded us, but he will bandage us. If you are a Christian, that is something that, you have to understand, that wherever his hurt or wherever he stepped away at that time, just keep praying for him, pray with him, ask him to pray with you for a return towards something, if this is something you want. And again, If it's an assignment, you will be told. If it is meant to be, it will happen.
Right. And
That's the tweet.
I don't know much about, like, I know Catholics are a type of Christian.
Yeah, I forget.
But it's a little bit different. We got the
I
whole
think
Virgin
so.
Mary and the saints and all that, but we don't necessarily go by that. But you never know. You know, I know some people that were raised Catholic and now they're like non-denominational. So it's very possible, but it can't be me not doing it. I'm just gonna be like sayonara, but it's because I've been there already. The one more is, hey Carla, my boo and I have been together for a year now. It took him a very long time to open up about the details regarding his family. Apparently his mom divorced his dad 3 months after his dad gave her his kidney. Damn, savage. Yes, his kidney. So he gave the mama a kidney and then she left him. Wow. Anyway, I later found out that 3 of his uncles are serial cheaters and have gotten divorced twice each. Not to mention his grandpa has 6 kids with 6 different women. They are community dick. So I guess now I'm just a little skeptical about the transparency in our relationship because, I mean, look at your role models. Should I be concerned? What would you do? I wish I knew the age here. I don't. It could be a generational curse that's definitely in the family. I 1,000% believe that there was a generational curse in my family. My grandma talks about how many times she pulled my granddad out of hoes' houses. I saw it in my family. And my mom and my dad, like, repeatedly, my dad passed away with one of his side bitches. Like, she was in the house. I knew so many of them. He took me to court because my grandpa's dad, same thing. All my brothers, uncles, like it's a generational curse thing. And I remember myself, I would hurt before I got hurt. I wasn't necessarily a cheater, but I would look for ways to like just end relationships and just go to the next one while I was still in one, and go to the next before I got hurt. And it's something that you have to know him and have that conversation and say, is he willing to break that generational curse? Sometimes it could be a generational curse of drugs. It could be one of money, like mishandling finances. It could be one, it could be so many things, but cheating is definitely a big one, especially I think in our culture. And they're missing something. These men are missing something within them that they haven't decided to stop. And he has to be very aware of it. And if he doesn't recognize it, he'll probably fall right into it. So yeah, you should be a little concerned because if those are his role models, those might not be his role models. So you got to talk to him about it. It's like, well, who are your role models? Who do you look up to as a man and who they see in a relationship? Because he might tell you, hey, no, I have an uncle that's this way, or I have a friend, a dad's friend or whatever that is this way. That's what I look up to. Or he is very aware of it and says he wants to be different. So I don't know. Are you a serial cheater, sir?
No, I'm not a serial cheater, but I will say that I was a serial dater. Right when you were saying like before I was completely out, like 2 feet out of a relationship or 2 feet out of talking to somebody, I was talking to somebody else. And that just wasn't fair, not only to myself, but also to the others. And I only speak of this from experience, not from like, speaking down on people who do it. Coming from somebody who has generational curses as well. I feel like the only way to make a generational curse end is to start a generational blessing. And I think that his line of communication shows that he wants you. The young lady who wrote in, like he wants you. He wants that line of communication. He wants to develop that trust, and he's telling you these things because it's almost like I don't need you to do it for me, but I need you to be there with me to make sure, like you were just saying, Carla, about if these aren't your role models, then who is? Like, I'm not going to be assigning you your role models, but who are you going to for better role model prescription or, like people to look up to? Who do you go talk to? Who's your counsel? Who's your circle? And, that's a huge trust thing. To be concerned, for sure. I think it's, it's a small thing to raise because like you said, you could fall into it if, habits or certain things kind of follow and permit. So even as an accountability partner, it's almost as if he came to you, an example, and was like, I can't drink, or like all my uncles are drunks and, you know, they've fought and they've killed because of drinking. You can't go to a bar with him and go to happy hour because that's an igniter. So it's just about being that accountability partner. And I think the first step of that is communication, which is a huge reason why I think for a lot of men, or at least for myself, it was hard to establish that safe zone, is because it's always been told, like, be a man, you can't cry, you know, you can't show sensitivity. So then it's like, well, I have problems and I have wounds that I need bandages for. And the men I wanted to heal those, I was unable to. And that's why we connect with so many women sometimes, or I connect to this woman, she connects to this woman, I connect to, you know, and it just becomes a whole soul tie thing. And that's a whole other world. But
oh man, soul ties. I can actually, that's something I want to talk about at one point, May. Soul ties.
okay.
Because they are real. Soul
Oh
ties.
yeah, it's sick. It sucks.
And there's so many people that don't believe in them. So many people don't believe that every time you lay there with someone and you give your body, who was I talking about this? I think it was Wax, probably, about how much of yourself you give to someone, and you're sitting there tied, and how to break soul ties at some point in time. So that's a dope conversation to have, something to bring up, that just know there are soul ties out there, and a man has to be ready to want to do better. And Wax talks about it all the time. It's like they have to consciously say, this is what I want to do. And for somebody that has either a generational curse, or they've had it before, they had an addiction to cheating, or that's who they were, they have to work on it. And it's an everyday thing, just like a crackhead, just like, you know, anybody else that has any type of addiction. Like my addiction is my pillow. Since I was born, I have this dirty ass pillow that's 33 years old. If you look on the inside of it, listen, Corona ain't gonna get me. I will never get COVID, because if this pillow hasn't killed me, COVID can't do shit.
Yeah, it's just a new fragrance.
Yeah, it sure is. And it's there with me all the time. I travel with it, but it's my addiction. And I know that I would have to consciously get rid of it. And when you're addicted to something, there's nothing you can do about it. You need it. Like, you need it. So I don't know. Just know that if he at least told you, he's willing to work on it. Because I feel like he wouldn't have, there's no way you would have known about the uncles and the grandpa and the dad and all this stuff. I don't know. So know if that's something you want to work with. And if you can work with him, then stay there. We're going to go into our last segment, and that is our shit talk, which is my favorite because that's what I do. Talk a little shit. So while I say this real quick, think about something this week that has really like pissed you off, or you thought about, like, or it happened to you and how you dealt with it. This is what I told you guys in the beginning. Something happened with Ayana, so I'm going to try to make the long story short. Ayana is my 15-year-old that I just sent back to her daddy's house after a week and some change of being here. I missed her dearly, but I didn't miss her that much. She reminded me why. She's so full of shit. This girl, it's just like, teenagers are put on this earth just to irk you. They exist to suck the oxygen, the food out of your refrigerator, and just make you mad. So we were doing pretty good for a couple days. Then it's like she's just a liar. She just likes to lie about shit for no reason. Like, she lies. And we got her, enrolled into school, whatever. We picked up her laptop. Right now, she's completely grounded from phone, laptop, like any of these stuff, because this whole little Snapchat and Instagram thing. She's not going to be Keisha from The Shy, okay? I do not want my baby kidnapped and trafficked and all that. That's not what we finna do. And these kids, like, raising a child or teenager right now during this time of social media is extremely hard. So any parents or anyone with siblings that are teenagers right now, it's hard. It's really, really hard trying to shield them from what they're going through, because we have to protect them, but sometimes we fall into this overprotection aspect of it. So anyhow, she's not supposed to use a fucking computer. And we picked up her school computer, which has all the blocks, and she can't do nothing on there. We go to the airport. I make sure she packed all her stuff. They tell you at the airport security line, take out your laptop. You have to put it in the other thing. I got a gate pass to go with her because she's still a minor. So I was like, I'm going to see you to the gate like in the movies. Give you a hug and cry. Oh, I'm going to miss you so much. Didn't make it there because I damn near beat her ass at the security line. We're going through security. I go through first. She comes after me. Security called, ma'am, we need you to come back. And I said, what did I do? And that's what I was telling you before. I'm like, did I have something in my bag? I'm like, I know I have my gun, but I'm pretty sure I left that at home. Did I have a blade? Like, I don't think I don't have Wax's blade with me. Do I have brass knuckles like May? No, I don't. Do I have a dead body in there? Kilo of cocaine, heroin. Now at this point, I'm a full-on drug dealer. I don't know what they're about to do. Like, can you open this? Is this your bag? Can you open it? I said, well, it's my daughter's bag. I said, she definitely took my dildo or something, like, for sure. Like, she stole something. So they're like, can you open it? So I open it, and like, there's a computer in here. I'm like, oh, no. The computer's right here. We already took it out. No, man, there's a computer in this bag. I'm like, there's not. She took one of the MacBooks from here, hid it in between her clothes in her bag. The dummy. How stupid are you to put it through security? Like, they're not going to notice. It's a full x-ray machine, you fucking idiot. They're going to see a 17-inch MacBook in your bag. What is wrong with you? So I look over at her and full on beast, because I'm just like, I just literally finished having this conversation with her in the car. I'm like, baby girl, you got to do better. Like, no more lying. Like, I'm sending you off. We're going to work and we're just going to do things better from now on. And she's like, yeah, mom. I am. It's good. I'm like, you gotta, one, we have to lose a little bit of weight. You have to do better with the lying and your attitude, and you can come back home for like 2 weeks. That's it. You're going back to your daddy. So she just told me yes, and that she's doing great. And then this happens. So I remember looking at her ass, and I was like, let me tell you something. I'm not whooping your ass here because it's about 20 TSA agents, and I'm not cut out for fucking jail. But we're gonna go. And so she goes to the thing, and you can see her through her mask and her glasses, like, oh fuck, they told on me. I'm like, duh. So we get through security, and now I'm pissed. We're in the little tram thing, and I'm going off on her because I'm like, come on, you just don't want to do any better. Like, I was going to notice the computer wasn't here, and at some point your dad was going to be there and be pissed off over there. So we get to the gate, and she's like, I'm hungry. I was like, you know what? You ain't going to eat shit. Get your ass to the gate. You're going to stay hungry. It's a 45-minute flight, so she would be right. Stay your ass hungry. I'm not buying you a goddamn thing in this fucking airport. It's going to cost me $30 for a fucking coffee anyway. Get your ass to the gate. So I stayed out talking to Wax because I'm pissed. I'm like, I got to let it out before I whoop her ass in this gate. I get to the gate, and she's eating. I just told you, you're not eating. Get to the gate. She had money and passed the food area, but there was like a little kiosk closer to her gate. So the motherfucker went and bought something to drink and a salad. Bro, when I walk up to the gate, I lost it. I said, you don't listen. You don't give a fuck about nothing I say. So I'm going off on her and I slap her in the back of the head. I said, you don't fucking listen. She had this little puffing, so I didn't really hurt her that bad. She's all right, guys. I slap in the back of the head, and we are by ourselves by the window, like in a corner over there. I am being a little loud, but I'm like, you don't understand. Lying and defying and not doing what I tell you. You're 15. You're going to be 18 before you know it. People don't like liars. If you can't follow rules or be respectful, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do in your life? So this is our fight, like, every day. Like, your future, you're a black girl in this world. Like, come on, get it together. And I'm sure this is the same talk every parent has with their fucking teenagers at the moment because they don't give a shit about life. So as I'm talking to her, I see Ayana's face. This is part 2. One's Ayana. Part 2, Ayana's face like scrunched up, and she's looking behind me. She's like, what are you doing? I look behind me, and this white man proceeded to come from whatever area of the gate that he was in behind me and looks at Ayana and I guess tries to communicate with her. And you know how you do the little circle thing around your ear, like saying that I'm crazy? Points it and goes behind me. So when I turn around, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he says something to his mask, but I hear shouting. And I said, man, get the fuck from around me and my daughter, like right now. So he goes back and he says something else, but the mask is on, so I don't know what the fuck he's saying. And Ayana said something. I said, listen, forget about that motherfucking cracker right now. I'm talking to you. I'm going to deal with you first, and then I'll deal with this motherfucker. So I finished with her, and it's time for her to get to the plane. I'm not meant to be pregnant. I promise you. This is my poor baby. Psalm is in here like my mom is crazy. So I put Ayana, and I'm like, get on the plane. They called your thingy-majiggy. Get on the plane. So as she's getting on the plane, I said, now is this white man's turn to get my wrath. Because you're not going to interrupt me while I'm disciplining my fucking teenager. 1, 2, you're not going to talk to my teenager and tell her that I'm crazy. And 3, were you trying to intimidate me by walking in behind? What was you going to do? walking up on me. So I'm finna walk up on your bitch ass now. So I walked up in there and I said, you picked the right one today, cracker ass, motherfucker ass, bitch ass. And he was just like, what? And I knew I wasn't getting on the plane. So I knew that they can't kick me off the plane because I wasn't going nowhere. So I was like, well, the worst that can happen is they call security. So he's like, he was on the phone. So whoever he's talking to, he's like, 1 second. So he hangs up and he has his son next to him and maybe like 20 years old. So I said, I don't know what the fuck you were trying to do by coming over there, but don't you ever come in between a mother disciplining their fucking child. I don't know how you discipline and what you got going on with your life, but for you to come on from all the way over here to where I was, you're the fucking airport security? Oh, you're shouting. Oh, bitch, now I'm shouting. I wasn't shouting before, but now I'm shouting. And you dealt with the right one today. I said, you picked the right motherfucker today. So I called him. I said, with your cracker ass. All of a sudden, I didn't know he was from another country. I don't know what country. He goes, cracker ass. And I said, oh, bitch, you got an accent? So I said, yes, cracker ass, cracker ass, cracker ass. And he gets up and I have to carry this fucking big ass laptop. So I said, and you step to me one more time and I'm going to break this fucking laptop on your fucking hand, blah, blah. The 3 black ladies were looking. The white one was calling security. I seen a white man coming, so I said, I think that's security. Let me shut the fuck up. And Ayana's looking. Ayana looks scared, like my mom is fucking psycho. But I was already enraged with her. The fact that he had the balls to come talk to Ayana, like, talk to me. It's okay, your mom's crying. What are you going to do for her? You're behind me. Like, what? I don't know. It just threw me off. Like, why did you feel entitled enough to come to me and where I was talking to my kid? If I was whooping her ass, I get it. You know, maybe the kid, but I wasn't. Not this time, you know, I wasn't going to put my hands on her on federal grounds. So don't come over there and I can be loud if I want to. I can be loud if I want to, because if I'm not loud and if I'm not dealing with my 15-year-old and her bullshit, then she's going to be the one out there in these streets when she's 18, 19, 20, getting arrested and doing dumb shit. So I have to deal with it the moment that it happens, not later. And that's how I parent, period, point blank. So the white man got scared and he thought I was getting on that flight. So he went straight to the American Airlines trying to tell them that to not let me on the flight. And I was like, bitch, I know you're scared, but I'm not getting on that flight anyway. It's my daughter. So she got on the flight and he was scared and then he went in the flight. But I was just like, that was a lot. I don't need to leave my house anymore. And that's why I fell asleep the way I did and then woke up with thinking that what had happened to me, but it was just water all over my ass. So yes, that was me this morning. Hopefully you have something better than that one. Jordan.
Hell no, I ain't got nothing better than that. What?
I have such an issue with entitled white people, and I say it all the time, and it's just, he chose the right one today.
First off, commemorate you for understanding that you was on federal grounds and you was like, I am not the one to be going in. Like, shout out to there was some crazy, there was sparks of it, but you were able to treat it like a chessboard.
Yes. I played my cards. I was like, please do something, sir.
Do not step to me and my kids. No. That was number 1, like you said. Number 2, do not act like you don't see me in front of you, and I will break you. But more importantly, shout out to your daughter for never having a future in smuggling, because that off the rip, yo, I'm just, wow, I ain't got shit for myself. I don't even know what I want to shit talk about now. This shit is more, I want to deep dive into this.
She could never, she's the worst liar. She's a pathological liar, sucks at it. She tries to be a thief, awful at it. Wants to smuggle, girl, you've got to get a trade because you'll never make it at anything illegal.
I'm weak, man. I mean, damn, I guess, I shit talking. You know what? It's a very small thing, but so one of my biggest pet peeves, I don't know where it came from, and whatever, call me shallow for it. I cannot stand when heavyset people eat with their mouths open. I think that is one of the wildest things that you can do.
And wait, why is the only heavyset ones?
I think it's just because the breathing, it's the breathing and then when you eat. And skinny people do it too. Skinny people, you know what I'm saying? Everybody does it. Open mouth breathing for one, but chewing with your mouth open. So when you add those two things together, I think it's one of the worst things. But now, during COVID, I found an evolution to that. I hate seeing people drive windows up, doors closed with their fucking mask on.
So stupid. It's so stupid.
Why are you driving in your own air with the and then the worst part about it is people, oh my God, actually, okay, yeah, now I got a whole thing. Hold on, now I just got sparked. So niggas will really put a damn $2 mask on for a whole day. It'd be sweat, moisture, it'd be cracking open, and then you want to say, I'm okay because I have a mask on? No, those are the people that you're not supposed to let into like a no shirt, no shoes, no service, no wet mask. That shit kills me. And then the bandanas around the necks. Listen, put a fucking mask on so we can get out of this, all right? I got productions. People have lives they want to get back to. We can't do this, especially men. Actually, I was looking up an article. There's more. We lead in all nations, men not wanting to wear masks.
Really?
The women are abiding. Shout out to the women. You know what I'm saying? But fellas, we got to do better. And I hate the bandana around the face. Just put a mask on. Just
they're
put a
so
mask
cheap.
on and stop driving with a fucking mask on. And then when you get somewhere, then you take it off. You're already sweating. So you might as well just keep it on at this rate. And bring change of masks. Don't wear the same filthy ass mask for a week straight and expect me, well, I'm not going to be able to smell it. But if I could smell it, I'd be sick as shit. But
it's disgusting. But that just shows you people's like hygiene. This is another thing now nasty. That people with bad hygiene have to like have dirty. Yeah, like it's disgusting. Nasty. I have the disposable
mask in general, because another thing that I find funny is, okay, look, I get it. People want to be swaggy. People want to be cool. Y'all don't have to match your mask to the outfit every day. Like, this is not a new accessory. Like, people are really going out of their way to match now. Like, yo, this has got to match my fives today. Like, no, dog. Like, this ain't no flu game.
The regular blue one works just fine.
Yeah, just put a mask on. Just bring change and wash your hands. You know what? Everything about COVID is actually getting to me. Just tell me to shut up sometime soon.
Are you a germaphobe?
So now I've realized I am even more, okay? Within arm's length. You know what's pissing me off?
And he's putting it on now. No one's even around him. He's like, I'm talking to you. I got to put on hand sanitizer on.
It took COVID for companies and restaurants to start bringing out sanitary things. Where has this been this whole time? Like all of a sudden, we need you to do this. All of a sudden, but McDonald's ice cream machines always broke.
But doesn't it make you think that germs really aren't that bad? Because we've been living with them all this time. Shit's been dirty. Ain't nothing happened to us.
Allegedly.
Nothing happened to me.
I mean, but it's just bacteria. Like, just be clean. Like, I don't know. It's filthy.
The microphone went like louder for a second. Yeah, it is. It is. It just shows hygiene. This dirty ass people now they're just dirty with masks. They're the ones that have skid marks on their drawers.
Yeah, skid marks on the drawers is right up there with wet masks. Wet masks. Yep. You know,
I think it's dope though that like mint companies and stuff are advertising about using mints under your mask.
Yo, I tried that. I chewed mint gum. I'm not giving no free promos, but I chewed a gum company under my mask and my eyes just teared up. And I was like, this
really?
is a smart idea.
Oh, I did a mint and it was cool.
Yeah, I chewed some gum and I was just like, oh. But like burping under your mask is the worst thing ever.
The worst. I had this huge nasty burp and it was disgusting. It was bad.
But with your mask on, you can't even, jump to it, whatever, but pregnant gas, you can't even smell your own pregnant gas if you got your mask on. Now, if you can, really? That means you're clearing rooms out.
No, what is that? So gas for me, you probably don't know me like that, but I talk about it, so it's not like it's too TMI. It's TMI, but I talk about it all the time. I'll already be constipated all the time anyway. And pregnancy has made it worse. So really, Wax says I fart while I sleep all the time. I think it's my secret potion to get men to fall in love. I'm convinced because he said I farted on him the first night and it was awful, but yet he stayed. So I guess it's a potion and I have him hypnotized. But I don't know, pregnancy gas during the day just stays there. So it's always like, it stays stuck. Like gas staying stuck in your stomach is the worst feeling in the world.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't be farting like that.
I open up a can of worms.
It's just gotta fart at night. They'll be fine. They'll figure it out. Anyways, first of all, you should have told me I could calling you Jason and it's Jordan. And I'll probably change it again at some point to like Jimmy. But tell everyone, thank you so much for coming on super last minute to the show, which is like, you never know. Again, just like last week with podcasting, you never know what's gonna happen.
Because you never know.
You never know. Everything's just like super last minute. But do you have any announcements that you want to say? How can they reach your show? If someone's out there or anywhere that wants to do this Olympic thing with you, how can they join your team? Like all the fun stuff, and how can they find you?
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you for, I have to tune in and go backwards now, a little retrospect, because I'm like, damn, I'm coming up on 30. Let me see what other gems I can grab from this show. But thank you for allowing me to come on here and, just talk some shit and be free, on this Taco Tuesday. Every single thing. Yeah, it is Taco Tuesday.
I want tacos now.
Oh, I was going to say Tequila Tuesday, but, that wouldn't be good. But, pero, I use everything through the website, www.sayitloudmedia.org. That is where you can find the podcast, which is also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and I think we're on Google Play now. I forget. I got to talk to some people, make sure I'm on Google Play.
You better be. Nah, that's what I do. And you better be on everywhere.
Yeah, so the podcast is we're getting out there, and then I also do digital media like strategy with people and companies, working with billboards and other advertisements and getting them in there, especially within the minority businesses, Black businesses, anybody Latino X, really working on representation not only in the tangible world but also in the digital world and what that looks like. So everything can be reached out through sayitloudmedia.org. And also, like we had mentioned, the Say It Loud Legacy Triathlon team. The first official one is obviously going to be when LA finally opens back up. So as of right now, May of 2021. But my team and I, because of fundraising and because of everybody who loved and supported us and the company, shout out Nike Swim, shout out Speedo, that have sent us and supported us.
Oh, you got Nike stuff?
You know what I'm saying? Nike Swim,
Okay.
They finally got smart and they was like, you know what? We gotta open up our doors to more people who don't look like the average market.
True.
We're gonna do our own October 25th. So if you're in the LA area, pull up, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up. I'll let you know how to get there. You can come as a spectator or you can join. We're launching some other programs soon about how you can not only get into the sport as an athlete of triathlons, but also how you can just learn a bit more about being a coach, learning more about the human body. We have a physical therapist, we have nutritionists, and we also have people who know a little bit more about the marketing side of triathlons, which is run, bike, and swimming. So you got all kinds of ways to get into a sport.
How many people are on the team?
Right now I have 6 members, including myself.
Dope.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have 6 members, including myself. We have 2 full triathletes, a relay team, and then we have a cyclist who's actually a Winter Olympian. So this is like her summertime getting ready for the Winter Olympic thing. Mm-hmm.
You guys are fancy. Oh my God.
We're representing, we're all Black and,
That's dope because you don't see us represented in triathlons at all, especially in the Olympic side.
Not at all. So.
And the Olympic side, you don't. I remember seeing like that. It was dope seeing them go out because they go out like hours before we do because y'all got a way longer time to go.
Yeah, be all right. You know what I'm saying? Your hour 50 for the sprint is actually right. I probably will be right around that for the Olympic.
Fuck you.
So take me to the Olympics. No, I'm kidding.
You can go to the Olympics.
That's
thank
really
you so much for showing up. And your podcast comes out when? On what day?
I drop an episode every single Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that way on the East Coast, y'all get it, or the South, y'all get it, by lunchtime every single Thursday.
Dope. Think about dropping it at 3 a.m. That'll be midnight for y'all. 3 a.m. here, so it becomes the same day. By the time people are driving to work, they get their stuff. There you go. Free info from Idea to Launch Academy, baby.
Woo, I like that. That's a golden nugget.
There you go. That is one of those little gems that I give my students. So if you like this episode, if you enjoyed it, send me an email, a tweet, make sure to post, but don't forget to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Tell your friends about it, tell your coworkers about it, post about it. It helps the show grow for sure. And, word of mouth is one of those things that have helped my show grow every single week. So again, go to Apple Podcasts, 60 seconds, leave that rating, leave a review for me. As well as Jordan's show, Say It Loud. So go on there. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. Also, the book club for Patreon. If you're not a patron yet, you get tons of other information. We had a pajama party last night. May came and joined us in for that one. I had to talk a little shit, but we do have a book club as well. If you only want to be part of the book club, it's $5 a month, and we'll be meeting first week of September. We're taking it back, ladies, to The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. A lot of us read that in high school. And we're going to reread it again. It's a super easy read. They don't have it on Audible. It's one of those that we have to pick up a fucking book and read it. So damn. I cannot wait to actually I haven't done that in so long. I'm an Audible thing. If you're an Audible fan, you can get a free audiobook, a 30-day trial. Go to www.audibletrial.com/shit I'm30. Get it for free right then and there. If you don't have to continue with your membership after the 30 days, you can cancel, but that book will be yours forever. So that again is audibletrial.com/shit I'm30. And then I'll see you guys again next week. Goodbye.